Nigeria has done for our country. Go and read up on the history. Nigeria spent $61 billion, billion with a B, to help liberate our people from 1960 to 1995. In those 35 years, Nigeria spent $61 billion, people. Dollars. We're not talking rands here. We're talking dollars. They also issued us passports when we needed it. You know what? I will just show you. You can go to the archives yourselves. You can do the history yourselves. From 1960 to 1995, Nigeria spent over $61 billion to support the end of apartheid. And this is according to the South African Institute of International Affairs. This is coming from our archives. This is the same Nigeria that set up the Southern Africa Relief Fund. The same Nigeria whose civil servants and public officers made a 2% donation from their monthly salary. And the same Nigerian students that skipped their lunch to make donations. And by June of 1977, in just 6 months, look at that, they were able to contribute $10.5 million. They called it the Mandela tax. And you want to know something? If you read the history, they were so proud to be contributing towards it. That's why kids in schools were skipping their lunch to be able to contribute to this fund. This is the same Nigeria that allowed our South African students, our South African people, to come over and study for free. For free. They welcomed our exiles as well. Thabo Mbeki was able to benefit from Nigeria. This is the same Nigeria that their government issued more than 300 passports for our South African citizens. The same Nigeria that lobbied for the creation of the United Nations Special Committee Against Apartheid.
You see all this news? Now fake news. This is AIs. You see the way they make this AI, make it like really woman be speaking. This is fake. Obviously, you think it about yourself. They say $1 billion. No be naira. 1 billion in that time. 1 billion. Where are the Nigeria going to get that kind of money to give to South Africa? Think about it. Now, when of course, I saw this video. This video was trending on social media, seriously trending, and Nigerians are comment say South African people are ungrateful people. And I saw this news. I asked myself question: in that particular time, where did Nigeria have $1 billion, $1 billion to give to South Africa? $1 billion. But think about it. People should follow me. Think about it. Reason it. Where are they going to get it to give to South Africa? Where they never feed themselves finish. In that time, they say $1 billion. Even now, $1 billion is Nigerians say they can't. Don't be Nigeria, they whole credit up and now. They are where are they getting that money to give South Africa? Where they are borrow money everywhere. Around the world, they are borrowing money. Where are they going to get $1 billion to give to South Africa according to the way they claim? And the youth of Nigerians, the foolish one, are busy on social media commenting everywhere. Oh, South Africa, we give them $1 billion. Where do you get? Who do you give to? And South African are asking question. Nigerian, who do you borrow that money to? Fake news. You should understand that totally all is fake news. Although, watch this video.
I can say I do understand. I do understand. Believe me, I do understand. I have two sisters who were married to Nigerian men. One of my sisters, my oldest sister, who was married to a Nigerian man. Actually, they're both older. But the eldest sister that was married to a Nigerian man, had to spend about 10 to 15 years with her life upside down because the man that she was married to decided to just disappear one day. Nobody could find him. She couldn't move on with her life. Anything she had to do, she had to get his signature. And he was just nowhere to be found. She only successfully managed to divorce him legally with Home Affairs, I think 3 or 4 years ago. She couldn't get married because she was legally married. So I know, and that's not even the worst of it. I want to speak a bit about my other sister, Ungane, or She called herself Uzama. That was not her official name, but she liked that name. The most sweetest person I can say I've ever met. I knew my sister for a good maybe 21 years. I grew up with her, and when she was 21, when I was 21, that's when she passed away. The loveliest person I've ever met. I don't remember ever seeing her throwing a tantrum or ever angry. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm just blocking it out, but I don't ever remember seeing her angry. Like, really angry. She had a permanent smile in her face. She had that innocent loyalty, that that dedication. That was my sister. She was married to a Nigerian man, the worst of the worst human beings, I will say, that I personally have known or interacted with. He used to beat the hell out of her. He used to assault the hell out of her. She would come back home with blue, green, purple marks all over her body because he would severely assault her. And I even say this till today, right? Had that guy did what he did to my sister when I was at this age, I probably would be the reason why he's 6 feet under. And here's the thing about her. She'd come home in the evening after he had assaulted her, and guess who was at the police station fighting police to release her man? That was my sister. She passed away because of HIV and AIDS. She ended up being an S worker after her husband passed away because of another Nigerian man who was pimping her out. So I know when you tell me about what has happened, I know everything. But here's the reality. Here's the reality. And I there was a period of my life where I really felt the way you felt, where I really resented Nigerians. But the reality is this. In South Africa, we're no angels ourselves. If I'm to hate Nigerian men as a blanket approach, I'd have to hate myself as a South African. As a South African man, I belong to society with one of the highest femicide statistics in the world. I belong to a society of men with the highest gender-based violence statistics in the world. I belong to a society of men with the highest human trafficking statistics in the world. So who am I to have a blanket approach about Nigerian men when, as a South African man as well, my house is not clean? I hate the fact that we are represented in these statistics. But it's a fact. We are. I can't change that. I've never lifted a finger to a woman. I've never even called, no matter how angry I am, I've never called a woman, or not specifically my wife, I've never even referred to her as a B word. I hate xenophobia. But as a South African, that's what I'm associated with. If I can exclude myself and say it's not me, I have to then acknowledge that it's not all South Africans it's not all South African men who are the same. There's some who are different. And for as long as I can say that about myself, I'm obliged then to also have the very same energy with Nigerian men. It's not all Nigerians who did what the Nigerians did to my sisters. It's not. And it'll be unfair for me to paint every single Nigerian man with the same brush. There are those who are doing everything to fight against the negative stigma, the negative stereotypes. I hate the people who did what they did to my sisters. I hate the people who do what they're doing to South Africans. But generally, it's not everybody who has the very same mentality. Every society has rotten apples. And the reason why our society is the way it is because of this subjugation that we're under as it stands right now. And the only cure that I see for all the problems that we're seeing in Africa is unity. Understand what happened to us and what is happening to us as Africa it's on purpose. It's designed to keep us where we are. We're subjected to animalistic, let me say animalistic conditions. And obviously, we have a lot of healing to do as people, globally. And the only way we can change what's happening to us right now is through taking back the power. We're not going to do it as Nigeria. We're not going to do it as South Africa. We're not going to do it as Kenya. We're not going to do it as individualized countries. But that's why I'm fighting for unity. It's going to be painful at first. It's going to be really uncomfortable. But we have people like Nelson Mandela who literally sacrificed their lives, went to prison for 25 years. Certain evils are necessary. We're going to have to sit each other down and have deep conversations with one another and face each other and tell each other truths. We need that conversation. But unity is what's going to get us out of this conundrum. We need unity right now more than ever. And I see this as the only path to the liberation of Africa. And we need to understand that some of us are not even going to live to see the point where Africa reaches its full potential. But one of the most beautiful quotes that I want to end with, and I want to remind us of, is one that says, society grows great when wise men plant trees whose shade they know they will never enjoy and whose fruit as well they know they will never taste. Hope that resonates with you.
South Africa have a lot of story to tell about Nigeria. They have a lot of story. And it's time for Ghanaians to relax and listening to their story mean they are here like South Africa. It's like they are tired. Like they are fed up. They are tired and they are fed up. And it's like they don't want to see Nigerians anymore. They don't like them. They don't even want them. They are tired. They are find possible best just in many ways to say, no, Nigerians, we don't want you. Go back to your country. And why Nigerians, they are busy on social media multiplying fake news and fake news, switching a news, trying to confuse people, make it look like they are doing the right thing. Just that South Africans are just confusing them. They are just implicating them. It's just like the other news of my last video, yesterday video, right? That my last news where they try to switch, saying that there are no Nigerian name among the people. Then when the investigation go on for the full video, why they mention Nigerian name in that particular video, Nigerian claiming they are not Nigerian name there. You see? So then they just want to switch story. Instead of them changing their character, they just want to switch a story on social media, paint white to be black, for people to believe they're not lie. That is what they want to do, but it's not going to be possible. We bring that black, that white that some of us want to paint it to black. For me, I will never let that black to come on. I will rather bring in the white for people to understand that this is what you people are doing that is not corrected. You need to change. That is my mission here. You need to change. If you're a Nigerian and you're doing bad things, you need to change from your attitude. That is what I concern. Don't paint white to black. I will not accept it when I see, because I need to bring it. Although some people, okay.
Other one, they killing our people, the youth, with the Nyaupe and what's what. People just have graduated, they go to UK with this man. Now, after that, they're sleeping. But all Nigeria come what, they coming with the big cars. Where they get the man, they're selling drugs. And this government is behind them.
But trust me, South African, you guys are sitting on the time bomb. Trust me. You're sitting on the time bomb. If foreigners leave this country, you guys are going to suffer.
Wait that battle, wait, they started one.
See, I'm for you. The people working here, they are South Africans. I pay my tax. I pay my tax. You people gave me a license to open business.
I swear to God,
I swear to God, I will make sure I will die for my people. I'm not scared of anything. I will make sure I die for my people.
These people, they are not, when they are doing this thing, they don't do it when we are here. They do it when everybody is sleeping. Understand me? So even if they phone
Oh my God. Guys, you know why I'm laughing? Now, let's look at the first guy that spoke. The first guy on Red that they interviewed. Listen to what he said. Nigerians and Congolese, they are taking their jobs, they are taking their women, they are driving big cars. Where did they get the money from? Are you getting it now? Did they bring the money to their country? They are taking their jobs, they are doing, mention all the normal generic things that the insensible ones have been saying, which is not new to us. Now, look at the guy in question. Please, does that guy look like an educated person that can be employed? Does it look like an educated person that can be employed? Just look at him alone. You see, a lot of them complain about foreigners taking their jobs, foreigners and the likes. But they forgot that personal branding is very, very important. You need to upskill yourself. You need to put yourself in that position whereby even if a foreigner wants to take a job that befits you, the employer will think twice. You are comparing yourself with skilled people, skilled immigrants. You can't get the job. Look how tattered he looks. Look at the way he speaks. Who is going to employ this refract? But they all sing the same chorus, the same song, the same interlude. They are taking our jobs from us. They are doing this. None of them can afford to be a security officer. None of them can afford to learn barbing. None of them can afford to even trade. Let's assume that the government are even giving you 350 rands every month. How much have you been able to save out of that money? How much? Yet you come up, you tell us that it is not enough for you, but you are getting it for free. We Nigerians don't get anything for free, and we are still surviving. You are getting 350 rand for free. Imagine if a Nigerian is getting 500,000 naira for free every month. Just imagine that. We won't be complaining because definitely we are inclined when it comes to business. A large chunk of us will make good use of that 500,000 naira. But you guys are getting 350 rands month in, month out. You still don't know what to do. You complain. You cannot be a barber. You cannot be a security officer. You are not ready to learn. You don't go to school. You say they sell drugs. Please, the Nigerians selling drugs, did they come and put it in your mouth? Did they say you must buy by force? Where there is no buyer, there is no seller. That is it. In business, if there is no buyer, there is no seller. You make the Nigerians who are selling drugs, you are making them famous. You are making them successful in that line of business. If you don't patronize them, they won't get anything to do. They will want to look for something else to do. All of you just keep crying. Then when we look at you, one-on-one, we look at you, you are just nowhere to be found. Just look at the refract. Look at the other guy that was angry. He's a Nigerian. Look at the job he's doing. He practically owns that business. Then compare him to that refract wearing red. You can see that they are on a parallel line that can never meet. Face your white people that are enslaving you. Leave us alone. We are adding more to your economy. You are not adding any value to your economy. If, in fact, a part of the money the Nigerians or the foreigners are bringing to your country, they are giving you guys when you go to jail. Is common sense just too far from you guys? Why are you guys running away from sense? Even when sense is on promo, you guys refuse to buy. You can never be rescued. That is it. You can never be rescued.
I'll be posting about South Africa on TikTok I wasn't taking their issue serious. Even recent, I'll be posting like on TikTok. It was serious. Nigerian between South Africa, their issue was seriously on TikTok. South Africa don't want Nigerians, as I always said, and Nigerians say that they will not leave South African for the South Africans. You see how this thing be? But for me, my observations, if you are a Nigerian, you like South Africa, you should do the right thing. Go there and do the right thing. Make sure your hand clear. Because you are doing bad thing there and the people don't really want you. That is the issue. They don't want you. You are doing bad thing, they don't want you. That is the problem South Africans are having with South Africa. And they have one particular issue that you are spoiling their children, you are taking away their wives, you are spoiling their women. And it's truth. It's truth. Yes, it's truth. They are not lying. Although I have a lot of South Africa video here today. Because the video that I have, he has many. I cannot even play and complete this year ending. Plenty on my DN, and every day video keep coming.
The problem is that this conflict between South Africa and Nigeria has just started. Where this beef started, but it feels like we dragged the whole continent into this mess. And yeah, guys, it seems that South Africa and Nigeria have beef. So I think the problem between Nigeria and South Africa started when Nigeria claimed themselves as the giant of Africa. And then South Africa was like, but the giant of what though? Like, let's be honest, okay? And then, Nigeria said, no, they have the best football team, okay? And then we were like, guys, Bafana, how do we say anything about Bafana? But then AFCON came and Bafana placed third. They beat Nigeria. They came third, and that is where things were like, giant of what? Then after AFCON Cup, there was a whole thing about the BET Awards between Tyler and I think it was Burna Boy. And Tyler actually won that awards, and then Nigeria, again, so South Africa wins, Nigeria not. In the day, there was a thing about Afrobeats, and I'm not sure, but it was Afrobeats and Amapiano, but back in the day. But then Amapiano is trending right now, and South Africa was like, hey, it's ours, the giants of Africa. And then we started like claiming the name, because now Nigeria is not the giants of Africa anymore, because now it's been AFCON. It's been, I think it was it was a music award. I can't remember which one. We've won so many, guys. And started noticing that, hey, Nigeria, the economy, the rural areas, it's not giving, so South Africa was like, like giants of generators and giants of poverty and giants of slums, so that's like kind of where it became like back and forth. Now you have to take note that South Africa always had a problem with Nigerians, according to South Africans, selling drugs, human trafficking, and all of these wrong things, right? Then South Africans started blaming Nigerians for the high crime within these areas because of the drugs and all of that, because Nigerians have money, guys. And the thing is, South Africans couldn't understand how Nigerians have money, which is very ignorant, but how they had money if the Naira is weaker than the Rand. So now, because these Nigerians have a lot of drug money, they have money to entertain the women, right? So they take South African women out, it's hair, it's nails, it's just giving 5 stars. South African men were like, okay, so you want to take our women, yeah. And then also Nigerians threw that in South Africans' face, like, yeah, we take your women, we have money, you guys are lazy. And the thing is, like, South Africans don't like being called lazy. So then South Africans, started calling for Nigerians' removal, calling them to go back to their country. Every social media interaction is go back to your country, and we don't want Nigerians. And it kind of just became like this whole... This is all before Chidima happened, before the fight between Rodriguez happened, and these Bolt wars. Like, these three things are the newest things. So now South Africans are just going, and this comment is saying we will never get tired, tomorrow we move. But the thing is, South Africans, guys, one thing about South Africans is that they are crazy people. These people are crazy people. Like, I think that's a problem, like, South Africans has decided to take on this giant Nigeria on social media, and now we settled this thing, and now we need to ride it out. We are voting Miss Kwara, and she is actually a beautiful woman though, guys. Like, I listened to her speech. She is actually so well spoken, and actually it really gives like a real representation of an African queen, So South Africa is going to vote for Ms. Kwara. And the thing is that people don't realize about South Africa. Africa does not play fair at all. Guys, the thing is, we've been bullied since we were like 5, 6, 7 years old. Like, you had to be ahead of the game. You cannot be caught fighting in a fight, and you need to be here in front of the game, Baba. The trend that I'm seeing now is that South Africa is inviting the neighbors. You see, because when we fight, we don't fight fair. We involve you. We are coming together. We are fighting together now. You see, so South Africa has called Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, and I saw there were people from Kenya saying they're also going to vote Miss Kwara. So Kwara. In this country, they understand the assignment. They're going to vote. You're going to see. They're going to get that lady, Miss Kwara, to the top. South Africans, these guys don't get tired. And I know a lot of Nigerians are saying, yes, but South Africa started the fight. I don't think we started the fight, though. I think we are just trying to prove a point. I think South Africans just want to prove a point that there's a new giant in town. So the fight is between South Africans and Nigerians, and obviously they bring up Orania, which is valid. And they bring out that white people own the economy, which is also valid. But I don't know who's going to be the one that's going to call or is going to tap out. Because I know my country. I don't know they're going to tap out, guys. They're just going to keep playing this game. And I don't know how that's going to play out. So 65 million people versus 218 million people. But also that's a lot of people, guys. That's a lot of people in Nigeria. What's going on there? Nah, guys, I'm joking. I'm actually just observing, I'm just enjoying this banter.
I think South Africans do not like black Africans.
It's not just Nigerians. It's just that because Nigeria is more there.
No, it comes from what they have suffered from the apartheid. So this is the psychology that is built up and handed over as history from generation to generation. So it's keep growing. Okay, they have some, some inner. I won't say it's not hatred. It's more like an emotion.
Yeah,
anger embedded inside. And from those that have been to South Africans, there is a clear, demarcation between how the colored or the whites behave and how the blacks behave in terms of their men, okay? And how they work hard and how the blacks don't work hard. There is a clear demarcation between them.
How the blacks don't work hard and how the whites work hard.
How the men among them are lazy.
Yeah.
So you see, there is a clear-cut demarcation between the two. And, in Igbo we say, Adona Konwa Kologi, don't be like what is said about you.
Yeah.
Prove Prove it wrong.
That you are better.
Yes, prove that you're better. But I have not seen these guys proving that they are better, because every day it still comes that in 2024,
even African shops there, that are owned by Nigerians.
Yes, in 2024 we still talk about how you want your fellow Africans to go back to their country, and then the same job or the same work these guys are doing, you cannot do it.
Cannot do it, yes.
Do you think South Africa hate Nigeria? No, it's not an hate. Do you think they hate Nigerians? To me, it's not an hate. It's just like you are doing bad thing to me, and I do not like what you are doing to me, and I keep telling you stop this, and you don't want to stop it. Is that hate? Because some people saying that it's a hate, South African hate. How can you just hate someone when you know we're not doing anything wrong? It's just like in Ghana now. Majority of Ghanaians not like Nigerians. Why? What make majority of Ghanaians not like Nigerians? Just because of the bad thing, kidnapping they have done in Ghana. The same thing, South African also have particular thing that you are doing to them in South African there, make them don't like you. I don't see it to be hate. Although I have a lot of video for you. You can watch.
If you have a sibling, you'd know this. Nigeria and South Africa are those siblings that they hate each other, but they love each other. They can make fun of each other, they can harm each other, but nobody else can do it. Only they can do whatever they're doing to each other. Now they have moved on to Miss Universe Nigeria, and they have switched their support. South Africans have switched their support from Chidima, Chichi Adechina, to now Mrs. Kwara. This Miss Kwara is Ufa. Ufa, I think her name is Ufa. I forgot her last name. Okay, a little bit of backstory for those of you that do not know. A few weeks ago, there was controversy. I also made a video about this controversy of Chidima Chichi Adechina with regards to her participation in Miss South Africa. So she got an invitation to go and participate in Miss Universe Nigeria because her father is Nigerian. So she went to Nigeria. And South Africans, what did they do? They decided to now apparently be supporting Chichi. So they started now supporting Chichi. I don't know if they were just like doing it to be sarcastic. So they started voting for her, also mocking the Naira, because they're like, it's apparently, I think, a few thousands of Naira per vote, and when you convert that to rands, it's like 3 rands or something. So they started supporting, giving her votes. Her vote rates skyrocketed compared to other contestants, supporting her, giving her South African names, and honestly just rooting for her, saying that she is part of South Africa and she just went to Nigeria to take the crown from Nigeria to bring it back to SA. Now when she did get there, when Chichi got there, South Africans now started making fun of the whole Miss Universe Nigeria setup, because they started comparing like the venue where the pre-event meetup was held, making fun of like the ceiling is apparently, the ceiling is worn off, the deco, guys, there are the pictures, the deco is giving apparently memorial service, even Miss Soweto is better set up. South Africa, the contestants go to like hotel and 5-star hotels and resort. And Miss Universe Nigeria, they're doing it in some rundown hotel or something like that. They even have pictures of like the contestants meeting up with Chichi, saying Chichi looks traumatized. She's regretting her decision because it looks like a very low quality production. Guys, apparently looks like a low quality production. They need to sponsor the girl because clearly even her lace is not giving. Basically, they just started making fun of the whole Miss Universe Nigeria setup and organization. Just a few days into it, this Miss Kwara State showed up. Miss Kwara State is a plus-size model who's sort of going against societal expectations of what a beauty pageant queen should look like and should be. And she made a video to say that she doesn't fit in the box, and though she doesn't meet your stereotypical standard of beauty, she's beautiful in her own right and she meets the requirements, she deserves to participate. So now South Africans have shifted their support from Chichi Vanessa to now Miss Kwara State. They are saying she's more representing South Africa more because she looks like them, she speaks like them, and she is representing them. So now they are shifting their support and their votes from Chichi, who's Miss Taraba State, going back to Ufa, who is Miss Kwara State. So now that's where the back and forth on Twitter. It's no longer about Chichi Zanele Komalo. It's about Miss Kwara State. She's more South African. She's even welcome to go back to go to South Africa after she wins. I know they're doing all of this to be sarcastic, but it's just funny to watch that the back and forth between Nigeria and South Africa. As I said, it's like that's those siblings that, they sort of like make fun of each other, tease each other, but nobody else is allowed to do it. It's okay when South Africa does that to Nigeria, or Nigeria does that to South Africa, but no other country can do it. Like, it's a love-hate relationship, man. And it's just being on the sideline and watching it. It's really funny, especially the Miss Universe Nigeria and Miss South Africa Chidima situation. It is honestly just funny. On top of that, they started first making fun of the pictures that the organization used for the contestants. They are now honestly judging the photographer, that the photographer did a disservice to the girls. Personally, I also feel the photographer did a disservice to the girls, because these are the pictures that came out as like headshots of the contestants, but when you go to like their Instagram page or you see them on video, these girls are more beautiful than what these pictures are saying, because South Africans even started making fun of the contestants, comparing the pictures of the contestants of Miss SA and the pictures of the contestants of Miss Nigeria, saying, yeah, guys. But what's funny is just the whole switch up from all of a sudden supporting Chichi for Miss Universe Nigeria, taking her rightful place, bringing the crown back to her home, South Africa, giving her a South African name, to all of a sudden just switching it up and supporting Miss Kwara State, saying she is more South African than Chichi. She represents the people. Guys, they're even voting, also mocking how apparently how the Naira is so low. They're just voting and encouraging people to vote for Miss Kwara State, because so that she can be Miss Universe Nigeria. And I don't know to what end this will be, if they're being real. And don't get me wrong, the Miss Kwara State is beautiful, and honestly the standards of the typical standards of Miss Universe need to change. And honestly, I'm here for the drama, because I like watching the drama. I'm that girl who just sips my coffee and just be an observer. I like to sit on the sideline and make stories so that you guys can also be in the know, because I don't like you guys being left out. So all things pop culture, trending topics, especially pop culture, I'm here for it. Honestly, I'm here for it. Anything I'm that link between TikTok and Twitter, because I'm on the streets of Twitter all the time. Anyways, what do you guys think? Are you guys following the story? Let me know. Let's talk about it, because guys, South Africa and Nigeria, no man, the trending topics just keep creating themselves, and I just come to narrate because I just sit, and then something is always brewing between these two nations. What do you guys think? Let's talk about it.
As I said, we have a lot of video, and if I said I'm going to play all the video, we will still remain for here. So the best thing to do, I'll be sharing the video gradually. AKTT, those of you who are tagging me to a video, and some of you who are sending me a video, all the video you have sent to me, I will make sure I play all of them, and I bring it, make sure I prove all the point, all those how they call it, all those switching when Nigerians are doing, when they see the reality, and they'll switch it in the way that they're confusing people. And a lot of people are bringing me the evidence of that kind of video, which is, I'll make sure I publish it and I share it accordingly. First to come, first to share. And I have a lot of video that I need to share out, and I'll share all of them out for people to understand what is actually going on in South Africa. But for now, I'll leave everything here, and I just want to say thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Love all of you for your supporting and everything. And AKTT, if you want to reach out to me, look at my bio. My WhatsApp number is there. Whatever you want to tell me, you want to send me a video, you want to tag me to a video, just look there. My WhatsApp number is there. Thank you. Bye-bye for now. No forgot to subscribe to Master Manager Nigerian News. Subscribe, okay. Subscribe.